Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show.
That's right, everyone. It's another episode of the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show. I'm your host, Niall.
And I'm Nolan.
And whether you like it or not, we're here to review the latest in cagey goodness. That would be Renfield.
Yep.
So, we're going to do a spoiler-free review of this movie. And then we'll give you a spoiler warning and go more in depth into it after that. Although it's fairly formulaic, like it's pretty obvious how it's going to end. But still.
Yeah. Well, this is a pretty fun movie.
Yeah, it was silly. It's just, Nicolas Cage being weird, Nicholas Hoult, continuing to show that he's like, one of the, I would argue he's like one of the best like young actors currently.
Yeah.
In Hollywood.
It's going to be typecast as the guy who eats bugs, though. So, going into this movie, this movie is treated as a direct sequel to the 1931 Dracula starring Bela Lugosi. And that's important to know because that movie combines the characters of Renfield and Jonathan Harker into one character,
Yep.
which is necessary for the plot of this movie.
Yeah, by the way, when I said Nicholas Hoult was a young actor, I meant like young for Hollywood. He is like, 35 or something, I think.
I don't know.
34. But
this isn't the first time they worked together. Nicholas Hoult played Nicolas Cage's son in The Weatherman.
I haven't seen it.
I've been a long time. Anyway.
So
yeah, you need to know that we're looking at a sequel to the 1931 Dracula movie starring Bela Lugosi, because anyone who's seen other versions or has read the book would have been like, what are they doing here? If you're not familiar with that movie.
Yeah.
And they even like use footage from that movie as flashbacks where they digitally replace the original actors with Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult in those scenes.
But yeah, this movie is silly. It's funny. There's some fight sequences that are like cartoonishly gory.
Yeah, this may be one of the goriest movies I've ever seen, but it's so
Silly.
over the top gory and silly, it's cartoonish.
Yeah. And we're talking like blood fountains, when like delimbing people, but it's like it's not just that it's like way too much blood to make sense. It's also not the best animated. The CG's a bit rough on some of that.
Yeah. But yeah, it kind of added to the fun of it. It is, I assume it's rated R, right?
It has to be.
There are a lot of F-bombs for anything else.
Yeah, it's rated R.
Yeah.
And also, pleased to note that Awkwafina was not quite so very Awkwafina.
Yeah, a much more subdued role for her.
For her.
For her. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was still like, loud and everything, but it wasn't as much as you might be used to from Awkwafina.
Yeah, it wasn't even as loud as like Shang-Chi.
Right.
Or Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi, I guess.
Is that how it's I've heard pretentious movie snobs online pronounce it Shang-Chi, so they're probably right.
Yeah, well, I think I saw somewhere from like an actual Chinese person saying it should be pronounced Shang-Chi.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Nicholas Hoult, he's becoming one of those actors where like him being in a movie at the very least means I'll have some interest to at least look further into what it is.
If Nicolas Cage wasn't the draw already.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. You got anything else to add to that?
No, it's just it's a lot of fun. It's rated R, but for like silly gore and swearing.
Yes, I mean Renfield. He's like sort of he's wrestling with the morality of having to bring victims to his master to feed on, and that's sort of like the catalyst for this whole course of events in this movie.
Yeah. So, I guess we can throw up a spoiler warning here.
Yeah. Oh, we recommend it. We do recommend it.
Yeah, we do recommend the movie.
Yeah.
So, spoiler warning. And, excuse me. So, yeah, of course, Renfield, he no longer wants to do this. He realizes he's in an abusive relationship. And he no longer wants to be Dracula's minion, and he tries to break away, but it's not so easy. And then he befriends this police officer played by Awkwafina, who his father was Morris Quincy. Was the name not Quincy Morris, but Morris Quincy?
Yeah, so she's Officer Quincy.
Yeah. If you don't know, that's a character from Dracula.
Yep.
And it takes place in New Orleans. And, like, she's also dealing with, like, a drug cartel that is, like, basically controls the city. Like, all the police, from top to bottom, except for her, are on the take.
Yeah.
And, so that's kind of the B-plot. But then Dracula, brings them into his fold and uses them as minions.
By manipulating the son of the head of the crime family, who's played by Sonic the Hedgehog.
Not the head of the crime family, but the son is.
Yeah, the son is. The head of the crime family is some woman I didn't recognize in anything. That you said sounds like she's been smoking since she was born?
Since she could walk.
Since she could walk, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. She's... What is her name? Her name's even like... Shore Agdashlu?
I think it's Agdashlu.
Yeah, I think I recognize her from stuff, but I don't recognize the name at all.
Dude, her voice reminded me of Ned from South Park, though.
She voiced Gozer in Ghostbusters Afterlife. You know, that deep, like, growly voice. So that makes sense. So anyway...
There's like a weird vibration to her voice.
Yeah, it's very like she should be like Dr. Girlfriend's voice.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, and then like Dracula gives like he gave some of his power to Renfield so that Renfield could be a better minion, and so he gives some of his powers to these goons in this crime family to become his undead army. He's plans to take over the world this time.
Yeah. This time,
I guess.
Yep. But of course, Renfield wins out in the end, and maybe Dracula's dead. Who knows? It's kind of the joke at the end that they're not sure if they killed him or not, but they tried everything they could think of from the various books and stuff to kill a vampire.
Yeah.
But like
But that way there can be a sequel.
Yeah, what did they do? Like they burned them, they chopped them up, and then like burned them and mixed the pieces of them with holy water in concrete mix, and then like
made those into like poured that concrete mix into little ice cube trays.
Yes, you had like little pieces, and then like scattered the pieces and like buried them and stuff. So yeah, anyway, I don't know what we have much else to even talk about with this movie, but I definitely enjoyed it. I recommend it. And who knows, maybe we'll get a sequel.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want a sequel.
I don't. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think a sequel would be too much.
Yeah, I agree. And I honestly like it's doing well enough, and it was a fairly low budget movie, but like I don't think it's gonna be the smash hit that's gonna make the studio turn around and go, give us more.
No, this was one of those movies that like didn't it get announced before COVID and they got delayed and
I don't know. I think it might have been announced before COVID, but they didn't start principal photography until not that long ago.
Okay.
Because we didn't even get like production images until like last year sometime.
Right. Anyway. So,
what was our next movie?
Our next movie... Guy Ritchie's The Covenant.
Yep, that's next weekend. And then I think the weekend after that, we're seeing Return of the Jedi in theater. We're not reviewing that movie.
Oh yeah, is that when that's out?
Yeah. I was gonna buy tickets, but I gotta wait and find out if our parents want to go.
Wasn't Return of the King in theaters this week?
Yeah, but it was only Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah,
that doesn't really work.
No. Then after that, coming up, we got Sisu. What else?
Oh, I guess Sisu is the same weekend as Return of the Jedi because I'm pretty sure it was the 28th. So we'll just see 2 movies that weekend.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. There's actually a bunch of stuff coming out, but it's like a lot of smaller stuff. Fool's Paradise. We saw the trailer for that, and that looks interesting.
Is that one starring Charlie Day?
Yeah.
And Charlie Day?
Yeah. And I guess he's wrote and directed it too.
Yeah. That looks entertaining.
Yeah, that looks fun. I think I'm interested in that movie.
And I know this year I'm most excited for Oppenheimer. And I know you're most excited for Dune.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Fast 10. Is it Fast 10 or Fast X?
I think it's Fast X.
But it is the 10th one.
It is the 10th. Well, I mean, as long as you don't count Hobbs and Shaw.
I mean, the last one was Fast and Furious 9 or Fast 9 or whatever, right?
I think it was called F9.
Yeah. Anyway.
They're going to run out of ways to, change the name up.
I don't know. Like, the trailer makes it look like they intend this to be the last one, but I'm sure it won't be.
Yeah. This is the first one with Jason Momoa, so.
Yeah, but how many people can come back from Dom's past to get revenge for something that Dom wronged them on? It seems like that's every movie.
And then join their side.
They don't always even join their side.
No, but a few of them do, right?
Yeah, but I feel like that's the plot of every one of them, right?
Yeah.
Dom was a real piece of crap, I guess.
Except for the third one.
Oh, well, that was Tokyo Drift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Dom wasn't in that except for right at the very end.
Yeah. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Looks dope as hell.
I made a documentary about Robert Englund. All right. Hollywood Dreams and Nightmares. Robert Englund was Freddy Krueger.
So we saw the trailer for Strays the first time, and I gotta say, don't give a shit.
Yeah, I was. Once I realized though that it was a rated R movie, I was mildly more interested. I thought it was just gonna be a family, a dumb family movie, and it still looks dumb, but it looks like it's dumb in that way that Sausage Party is, where people think it's a family and the whole point is it looks like one, but it's obviously not.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's gonna trick people into seeing it like Sausage Party did.
I don't know. The thing is, the movie definitely spoiled the whole plot in the trailer.
Yes,
which
it did.
For comedies is usually a sign
that it's bad.
Yeah.
No, the movie definitely spoiled the entirety of that movie. The trailer spoiled the entirety of the movie, I should say. Anyway, so Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. I don't know anything about Elemental, just that it's the next Pixar movie. I even asked Mom, and she doesn't know anything about it, and she follows the Disney stuff.
She's the big Disney file.
Yeah. Asteroid City.
Yep.
That looks fun. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Let me ask you something, Nolan. Are you excited for new Star Wars movies?
I'm excited for a couple of the new Star Wars movies.
Let me guess. The one you're not is the Rey one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm not real thrilled with.
I'm really upset that they pulled the Tales of the Jedi thing again and are calling that era New Jedi Order.
Even using that logo.
It's just such a fuck you to the fan, to the big, the long time big fans.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize Carrie Elwes is in Mission Impossible: The Dead Reckoning Part 1.
That name's too long.
Yeah. Oppenheimer after that. I need to see a trailer for Coyote v. Acme.
Yeah. I'm curious.
Yeah. Haunted Mansion. That might be good, though. It's got Jared Leto in it.
They made a sequel to
Winona
The Meg.
Ryder. Yeah,
It's
Meg
got
2 the
Jason Statham back in it.
Yes, it does.
Oh man.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which doesn't look too bad.
I've never personally given much of a shit about TMNT.
Yeah, well, when the Ninja Turtles first came out, I was right at that age. Like the target demographic age.
Yeah. Oh, so speaking of more
Last
Dracula
Voyage of the
stuff,
Demeter, that looks interesting.
that does look pretty cool. It's definitely like a horror movie.
Right. I didn't like that they
Showed Dracula.
yeah, they showed him a lot in the trailer, which makes me wonder if they're showing him a lot in the movie.
Yeah, I would have made that. I would have done that movie like Alien.
Like
But
you
on a
never
sailing
see,
ship.
yeah, but you like never see it till the right at the end.
Right. So you don't see. Yeah, you get little glimpses of part of it or something, but you don't get to appreciate the full monster till right at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, the Demeter is the ship that took Dracula in a crate from his initial home in Wallachia to London to England, and when it arrives in the book, all the crew were dead, and no one knows how it even got into port or anything. And so this is the story of that voyage. There's no like description of what happens to it in the book or anything. It's just it shows up and everyone's dead and no one knows how.
So I didn't pay much attention to Morbius. They didn't name his ship the Demeter, right?
I didn't pay enough attention to know that, but
I mean, it seems like something he might have done.
It
I just wonder if that would have
does.
been a little on the nose.
yeah, Equalizer 3, and as long as it's got Denzel Washington in it, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, Equalizer 2 was a better sequel than Taken 2, and I saw Taken 3 in theaters, so you know.
I liked the first Taken okay, but after that, like I've seen them all, but it's just like I don't know.
To me, they feel like similar sort of.
Yeah.
Like, not like general concept, but like they feel like the same kind of action movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Expendables 4, a different kind of action movie.
Dolph in it.
Yep, and 50 Cent. Oh, we got more stuff. Valhalla Awaits. It's the first time I've seen that. Kraven the Hunter, which, if done right, could be really cool. They remade The Exorcist? Is that a remake of The Exorcist? Sequel
to the 1970s.
They've already
film.
made sequels to that, but all right.
Maybe it's a soft reboot. It's
Yeah.
a sequel. Or like a new
Yeah,
jumping
I
in point to the series.
think that's the case here.
Kind of like what was that Chris Rock saw sequel called?
Um,
That was supposed to be the same kind of thing, right?
Jigsaw. Yeah.
It was supposed to be the same kind of thing, right? Where it was like a soft reboot, like new jumping in point, and they were gonna make more.
Yeah, based on the description here, it looks like that might be the case.
But then the movie made no money.
Yeah, 2 hours and 1 minute is a runtime for that movie.
But The Exorcist will probably make money.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. We got lots of stuff coming out.
Got Dune.
Yup. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Dune 2, that is, rather.
Saw 10. Well, it's
they,
October.
They did make another Saw. Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't have Chris Rock in it though?
It doesn't look like it.
Guess he was kind of butthurt when Jigsaw bombed, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
I kind of remember seeing something about that, but it was. I kind of remember it being like right after theaters were sort of like back to normal operation.
Well, I think we only went to see it because it was like not much else to see.
Yeah,
right?
we just really wanted to see a movie.
Yeah.
And
we might have another.
I think a lot of the country was still still couldn't go to the theaters.
Yeah. We might have another lull in movies because there's a writer strike about to happen.
Looming. Anyway, potentially.
Well,
they might work it out.
Yeah.
They got like 2 days left, right?
I heard today that the union or the guild or whatever approved the strike. So.
Oh. Woo! You know what happened last time there was a writer strike?
We had some bad James Bond movies.
Yep.
And we had a whole lot of reality television.
Yep. Fun.
Anyway, I hope they leave this working title for the Ghostbusters sequel alone.
Ghostbusters sequel?
Yeah, it's just called Ghostbusters sequel.
So The Flash comes out, soon, too. We're definitely not seeing that, right?
Yeah, the problem is the trailer makes it look pretty good.
I know, I just don't want Ezra Miller to make money off of it.
I know, Ezra Miller's such a piece of shit that...
I
want to boycott Ezra Miller and the decision to keep Ezra Miller.
Dude, if Warner Brothers came out and was like, look, we're getting rid of him for future movies, and he's not, because he violated the morality clause, he's not getting paid for this, or he's not getting royalties.
Then yes, I would absolutely be there day one.
Yeah, I would go see it. But yeah, if they don't do that, I'm not seeing that movie. If it's gonna be more money for Ezra Miller, I'm not seeing that movie.
Watch it on streaming later or something, I guess. I'm interested in seeing it because the trailer actually looks really good, but I do not want to give Ezra Miller anything.
Yep.
So anyway, so all that stuff's coming up and more.
Yep. So come back and check out our reviews for that if any of that sounds of interest to you. Go check out other reviews too. What was our last review, Nolan?
Super Mario Brothers the movie?
Sounds right.
I think that was it.
And go check out our other stuff. We've got a bunch of movie reviews. How many? We're well over 100 now, right?
We're at 204.
That is well over 100.
Yeah, Renfield is the 204th review.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
So assuming YouTube hasn't found a reason to take down any of our other stuff, I don't really check that.
I haven't looked.
Yeah. For all I know, there could be a bunch of stuff taken down.
Let us know in the comments if Alien Covenant is still...
That was our first one.
That was our first one.
That's what started this series, because Nolan got big mad that everyone was being mean to Alien Covenant.
No, I'm not saying Alien Covenant was particularly good, but I think people were being unfair to it.
And Nolan was like, I must right a wrong.
Yeah.
In this, we started this. So
I think people were being unfair to it. And it also led to our... Starship Troopers Traitor of Mars still are number one?
I actually don't think it is.
It was for a while.
It was for a while.
Because we were one of 2 channels that reviewed that movie.
There was something more recently that actually got I don't know, couple hundred reviews or views or something, I think. So I don't know. I don't think Traitor of Mars is number one anymore.
Anyway.
So, yep. I guess until next time, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Toodles.